Yo, T, urgent HEX buy signal. Charts flamin' hot.
Golden ratio, huh? That's how legends stack T-shares.
Get them while they're crispy, folks. This window won't stay open long.
Stake smart. Win big. Time rewards those who act.
Stay crispy, Hexicans.
You gotta move it, move it! Feel the rhythm of the blockchain.
And a big hey now to everybody. Welcome. I'm going to bring Johnny up here in just a minute. We're going to dig into some things and take a look at what's happening on the old actuator bond market, HEX, all of that type of stuff. Just hit the highlights really quick, and then we'll jump right in. So I think the biggest thing we've seen today isn't so much a dramatic event. We've been seeing HEX go up and to the right for about a month or so. And so it continues to hold its breakout. Bond markets continue to expand. Liquidity continues to migrate across the yield curve. And so we've seen some pretty cool stuff. Even seen somebody come in and utilize the 2460s to swap into HTT 3000. So using that liquidity as a service. And for those who didn't know, the 2460s are nearly one-to-one with HEX, with about 5K in liquidity, and the HTT 3000s have been extremely discounted. So we'll likely hit some more of these topics as we go along, but let's bring Johnny up on the screen. We're going to get him up here. Let's bring him in. Hello, Johnny. How are you today?
I'm actually kind of geeked. If y'all want to sell down some HEX, do it right now, please. I'd appreciate it. If you could just, click the little red sell button, because it's never going back up again, right? So just go ahead and click that sell button and get out. Go ahead.
That's the time. That's right.
I'm going to buy some right now, live on stream, because I am putting my money where my mouth is. I'm not one of these people to go, yeah, I'm up 300% on my $10 position.
Oh yeah, dude. I was like yesterday, as the prices are going up, I'm like, I don't want to buy, but I had something I wanted to go do. And so I had to buy. But that's what happens with some people. They get kind of paralyzed, and they look, oh, prices are too high. So that's why this pullback is good. Gives people an opportunity to do things.
Yeah, and we didn't have things like Actuator last cycle that we could lock up substantially more HEX with smaller amounts of money. And that's what's really kind of cool about it. And people don't understand it. I am starting with buying HEX today. Okay. It's not I'm buying Actuator. It's not I'm buying HTTs. It's I'm going to buy HEX. So like I said, if you could keep selling it down, get with it quick, because I really don't care what the price is, because I'm going to stake this and I'm going to create HTTs and I'm going to send it out into the future. And I really don't care what the price is. But if you want to give me more HEX by selling the price down, by all means do so. And if you want to do so this afternoon, I'll probably do this again in the afternoon. So this is just a wallet that you can see. This is one of my junk wallets. This is for entertainment purposes, this junk wallet. I'm so tired of these people going, I'm buying. The hell you are. If you were, the chart would have already been moving like it has been. It's just really, it's really hilarious how little money it actually takes to move the market, and how many T-shares you can collect right now before they're $45,000 a piece, and you can't afford them anymore.
Yeah, can you explain that a little bit further about how little? And I know you and I are kind of like on the same page, but
well, even if you look down here on this $500 purchase, look at all those hops. Well, I guess I got to roll it, don't I? Let me see. There. Yeah, look here. I got 3 splits, 6 hops, and plus 4 more V2 on trying to track down just $500 worth of HEX. That's
The skip
the
and a jump.
it's going on everywhere.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I've been watching that as well. It does seem like we've been getting some movement through USDC, but most is coming through Pulse. So that's what I've been seeing.
So is that as much you guys going to sell down for now? Good. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and lock it in right now. We'll just get that locked in right now. Let me go ahead and get that $500 worth of HEX before anybody else does and try to front run me.
Right. Yeah. They're right now. They're front running you, driving the price up so they can sell.
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
So
let's just beat them to it right now. All right. Boom. So, and I remember, it wasn't that long ago. I thought I really think I spent like $100 and I got 100,000 HEX.
Oh yeah. That was for a while. That was kind of like set. But that just goes to show what your point was about, the net buying that was going on. Because there was a point at the bottom, you can get 1.2 million for $1,000. And so it was a little bit lower than that. It's like 0.9, 0.009 or whatever. But yeah.
Ooh. Oh, did I jump out? Am I in?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay.
I can see you and I can hear you.
I hit the wrong button here for a second. That sucked. I thought
so
I
you
lost
got
everything.
You got your HEX.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna pull down that screen, stop screen, and then add share screen, and we're going to this one here, right? And we're gonna create a new delegated stake. And
this is Actuator protocol, right?
This is the Actuator program that you talk about all the time. And I'm just going to do a short stake because I know that the 3000s here are closer to the price of HEX. So I'm going to get as much back as humanly possible that I can. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to stake.
I like when it goes fast. Sometimes these transactions take so long.
Oh, they do. They do. Well, I'm not skimping on my pulse either, so whatever.
Yeah, that's a real thing too, because I bet you some people are paying a lot for gas, right?
Yep. Yeah, so I worked through here, and I've already created 34 T shares on this account that I already did for the public just to show them. So I already created 34 T shares on this, so you can see them all here. And I left that last one there because I can technically mint those anytime I want, but we're going to skip ahead to these. We're going to pull out, extract the HTTs. We're going to extract the 2,000 there, or 200,000. We're going to pay our little 1% fee. Who cares?
I'm going to push a button in case you get bumps,
Okay.
I didn't want to do that. I'm going to add you back on here.
See how those appeared down here, everybody? Okay, that means those are in my wallet. So now I got to go back to Pateas. Do you want me to show that? Do I want to show every step, or just let me? I guess we probably should, because it looks like we're hiding shit if we don't, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can show whatever you want as long as you're comfortable with it. I mean, sometimes for ease, I don't show everything. So you went in this. Let's go take a look while we're doing this. I'm going to look at while you're loading that screen up. Let's go see what the front end looks like. And so you just minted HTT 3000s.
Yep.
Right. And so they're running 0.73 of a HEX. Now the liquidity now the reason for that, so other people might be like, yeah, but Johnny, look at all these other ones that are closer to 1. This is true. However, the highest liquidity right now is about 5K, and this will grow over time. But the 3000s have a lot of liquidity. It's 82K, right? And that means that you can utilize the HTT 3000s without taking as much of a hit price wise.
And I'm just sending this HEX a year and a half in the future. That too, a year and a half in the future should probably be pretty decent prices at that point. So I'm just taking a guess that year and a half is a pretty good mark too. What's closer to 1 right now?
Out of in where, on the upper or the front end? Which one do you mean?
Which ones are you saying are closer to 1s?
Oh, we have that. Here, I'll show you. Show it on the screen here. So this is what I've started calling the front end of the bond market.
Okay, so the smaller ones here.
Yeah, so you have the 3,000 going all the way to down to 2460. So this is mimicking this is how I understand why it was set up, to mimic the treasuries. And so you have everything from 0.95 up to 1.03.
See, I don't really understand the term. If you're trying to like mine short term, you might as well just make an 8,000, throw it out there, and get 3 times your T shares, and then you could just collect your HTTs and sell those every month, or every 2 months, or every 3 months, or whatever you would have sold them as anyway, because you're constantly earning the HTTs. So I don't really get the concept of short staking is kind of inferior to this system now. It made sense before because you wanted to do a rolling stake, but now you don't miss a beat. And if you wanted to just stake out as you go, you can. Like if I wanted to take and make an 8,000 right now, and I wanted to mint whatever HTTs at 3x, because I've got the longer pays better bonus, and even if it was half the price of a HEX, I'd still be up a third.
I think it comes down to time preference. I think that's really what it comes down to. Like, I'm living on the end of the curve, and I'm like, if I can get more T shares that outpace the OA stakes that are out there, I'm like really happy, right? Because nothing exists way out there. But not everybody's worried about 2041, and not everybody's thinking the way you're thinking. You're kind of describing this idea that you can you get 3 times as much of the daily HEX payout. And so if you're one of these guys who is simply selling,
you might as well take it out, and you have it locked in for 15 years at today's share rate without increasing your share rate. Every time you have to stake and unstake, you're automatically getting the highest possible bonus, and you can go ahead and mint your HTTs and sell them every month.
Right.
That's the way.
And what's different about the front end, see, we don't even know. I mean, I kind of guess why people do stuff. And sometimes they say that they do the short stakes because they want to push the T-share rate up, which is sort of true, but it's continuously, right? You have to continuously do that.
Well, it doesn't matter whether they're pushing up the share rate or not, because the Genesis stakes are still ending while
right.
So they're not pushing the share rate up against themselves, but the share rate's going to continue to go up based on the Genesis stakes.
Yeah, 100%. However, the one thing that, and this is why I say it takes so long, the one thing that does happen is that more HEX is minted day over day because of these 1, 2, 3, 7-day stakes. And because more HEX is minted, the payout goes up. And because the payout goes up, the T-share rate goes up. But it's a very long game. It's not like because you can see the shorties, they might make
well now it is, because the OA nerfed the rapid increase of the T-share rate, which is great because it's actually slowing the bust down so people can actually afford T-shares, because they will not afford them in the future.
Dude, I keep saying that to you, because at 50 cents it's
going to become like Bitcoin.
$23,000, $25,000 a T-shirt. And so then there's going to be a period of time. Now, first off, guys, anybody listening, right? We don't know what's going to happen with prices. We really don't. But we can kind of look at the T-share rate. Yeah, well, you think you do, yeah. I mean, if it goes up above 50 cents, and now a T-share is $23,000 if that happens, right? Yeah. And so, how many people? So many people don't have $1,000 in the bank. And never mind anything else. Where are they going to get 23,000 or not? And that's where we'll move into B shares, right? One other comment about this front end before we move on to your display here. You were mentioning about understanding. So here's the thing: is the liquidity providers that are providing liquidity on the front end here, they're providing it as a service, right? So they earn, but these are short term, so they earn a little bit on the stakes, right? Because obviously the T-share payouts are smaller, less T-shares. They earn a little bit on fees, and then if somebody wants to utilize it, it builds the market. And we actually saw somebody come in yesterday and do a 2460 mint for about $150. They did that mint and they swapped into HTT 3000s, which were discounted. And so they got near value 1-to-1 with HEX for doing the 30-day and then swapped. So I think that was kind of like a test. But that's the point, is the idea that people could do some different things. on the front end if you're already a short staker. Like, I don't even think about doing 30-day stakes. It's not even my thing. I never thought about it. Never even like a test, maybe one time, right? It's not something, that's not where I'm living on the curve. But if you look, there's obviously people who are living on the curve, though. That's what they're doing. And so then maybe they'll decide to use Actuator and build up that front end. I don't know.
Well, as soon as they figure out they get 3 times the payout, and they have the same flexibility that they would if they were short staking, and they're never out of position, so they won't miss any of the penalties that come through there, or additional payouts per day per T-share, because you never miss a beat because it's already staked.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, the whole point of short staking is the fact that they don't feel that they don't want a long-term commitment. They want the flexibility of being out at any time. Well, you have that with the 8,000, because you could be out at any time by taking your stuff as it comes, and you can just keep taking it out of there. You don't have to pay it back.
Well, that's why I mentioned it's a time preference, because in that case, right, my principal is locked up for Quattro Cinco, roughly.
And you're guaranteed some payout for 15 years. And you don't know what those prices are going to be in 15 years. And it might be the smartest thing you ever did, because you might be selling it now for a penny, and it might be $1 in 15 years. It might be $1 in 5 years. It might be $1 next month. But you got to have some kind of flexibility for your stakes if you want to capitalize on any of that, you know. And if you're a short-term staker, you're not protecting yourself against higher price points. You are just accepting things as it is, as it occurs. You're not preparing for potentially way higher prices that you will feel so silly for selling out your position when you could have just been restaking.
Yeah, agreed. Well, and I think what we're beginning to see with this expansion set is that there's an awful lot of opportunity to do different things, right? You have different things you can do. I mean, there's a lot of strategies. And so if you are a short staker, you're able to come in and use it, and the stakes end just like any other 30-day stake. And so you get your liquidity back, you know, at that time, you know, if that's what you want.
All right, I'm going to multitask. I'm going to go ahead. You've got this on screen. I'm taking the 3,000s right now, and I'm going to sell those 3,000s for HEX. Oh, it's refreshing on me. I waited too long. All right, as you see, that $500, if I wanted to, look, if I wanted to right now, that $500, okay, if I wanted to turn that back into USDC, I still got 320 of it, okay? You see that? Or 316 of it. It's changing as we go here, but you get the idea. That $500, I get $300 back if I want to stop right now. If I want to stop right now, I just made that stake. I gained a couple T-shares. I don't know how many were off the top of my head right now, but I think it's like 2 or 3, probably 3. But if I wanted to stop right now, I only actually spent $200 of my $500. You see that? But we're not going to stop there, because that's not how we play the game. Because we're not afraid. We are going forward, and we are going to keep buying HEX. Because if you don't want these cheap prices, well, by God, I'm going to take it off the market, so you don't have to be concerned about these cheap prices here. I'll take them. And then let's see, go back over here to Actuator. I got that one. Remove this from screen. Stop screen. Present.
I love that. I love that when you're talking about it, I don't have to use the mental energy to think about this and talk about it, because somebody else is talking about it that sees what I'm seeing.
Right. All right. Looky here. We'll do 160. I like these even numbers. It's fun for this particular thing. Let's do a 4,000. Why not do a 4? No. Yeah, let's do a 4,000. What the hell? Why not move this one out just a little bit longer? Yeah, as long as you stay on tab, I'll move the screens around. As long as you stay on tab on which one to show. And,
yeah, when you pull it down, it goes off, and then they have to click it back on.
Right. So as long as you do that, we can just keep talking as we go here, and people are seeing the processes that occurs. I've got a whole video. I've done this before.
Yeah, me too. I got a bunch of them in the can, but people like fresh content, you know.
Yeah, they like fresh content. They want to see, and plus, you want to see that somebody's not afraid to buy, right?
Yeah, and your angle on this is a little bit different than my angle. Your angle is get more hex and lock it up, lock it up,
Right.
Right. My angle on it is to get more hex and to lock it up, but is to create, you know, additional ROI and yield, right, long term. And so it's a slightly different, similar process. And so what would I be doing if I was going to do amplification? I'd be looking for the most expensive one relative to its date and the amount of payout I think it's going to get, right? Which is just a different way of looking at it. That's all. You know, like I would be looking probably at a 6,000. Maybe I don't really like the 8,000 because it's a lower liquidity. But I'd probably be looking at the 6,000 because that's what the website there is saying. Let's go look at that real quick. We can knock that off. So if I go to the Actuator protocol, best return currently, Quattro 7s, 186% fixed return calculated in HEX terms. That would mean if you swapped in and held until that period and actually got that price and held today 7777, you would get that. Best premium 6,000s, and that's what I mean about if I was going to look at doing a amplification in order to get more long-term hex, I might do that. And then 3,000s best APR, best for buying because it's cheap on the market. So those are the things that pop up on the panels at the site.
Yeah, I'm such a rogue. So here you can see if I were to quit right now after what I did, I would still get $242 back. Okay. If I were to quit right now, I could take that out. So I've got my T shares, and if I were to quit, I could quit and take this much out. But we ain't gonna.
You could quit. Yeah. Well, and you know, so other people say, yeah, but Johnny, you're just kind of like spinning the wheel. You are, however, you're locking up more hex, right?
I am removing hex off the market so nobody else gets these stupid cheap prices because I'm greedy.
Now the bond market works exactly as planned because as you sell off the 3,000s, the price goes down at the 3,000s in hex.
I did turn it into dollars. Oh crap!
Oh, did you?
All right, that's fine. That's fine. We just got an extra step. We're just going to buy hex again. Here we go. So there, $243. Look, you did see. Look, there, I actually did cash out. See, I could walk away with that $243 right now, but I ain't gonna, because you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy another 100,000 hex.
Go for that.
What did we start with? We started with $500. We started with 200,000 hex. At this moment, I now have half of it. Still, even after all I've done, I still have half of that. Now imagine if 100 or 200 people figure this shit out. Yes. Imagine if 200 people decided they wanted 1 million hex. Oh shit, $2,000? Ooh, tough. I mean, not too long ago, it was only $1,000. So I'm wondering why the price is going up.
Yeah, see, I'm on the same page with you that this can happen this way. Let me just address a comment that comes up because I don't think a lot of people have actually done any research. And so they listen to streams and they read some stuff, but they may not know and understand. So one of the big challenges that came up recently was, yeah, but there won't be liquidity when you get to redemption date.
Doesn't need to be.
There doesn't need to be. People need to understand that
cash it in like you max your Desi.
The huge innovation here with this is that on day 3,000, so right now as Johnny sells the 3,000, the price of the 3,000s go down unless somebody else buys them, right? It goes down in terms of hex. And at first you go, oh, this is terrible, it's ruining the market. No, it's not. It's paying the people who are providing LP to provide the LP because they get the fees, but they also get these HTT 3000s in the pool. And so they end up with additional HTT 3000s that they get in the pool. And it's more than they had before. And so their total amount of equivalent hex in the future is going up. When redemption day comes, you don't swap it on the market per se. You could if somebody would like put it at a premium, and then you would swap it on the market. You go to the contract and you redeem. The contract has the hex 1-to-1. This is what we keep getting back to. right? The HTT 3000s, if you hold them to day 3000 and redeem them, you get 1 hex. So this
And
whole market.
Did you show them with like the 2400 or whatever that one was? That was did you show them how the redemption thing works?
Yeah, I did the other day. I can show it here too. It's just a button.
Yeah, just show them how that. What you do is you just like if you were cashing in Maxi or Desi or Trio or Lucky, at that point in time, you have the option to just redeem. Same thing if you wanted to, it's a redemption function. And what it is there's a pool of hex that I myself am creating right now. By taking out the HTTs, I'm putting my hex in that pool that people can claim when they turn in those HTTs. So we're creating our own pools, like Maxi, Desi, and everything are somebody else's pool that they created that you're buying a piece of. In this case, you are building the pool by which pool you want to fill, whether it's the 3000s or the 555s or whatever, you are filling the pool. That is what is allowing you to mint the HTTs. You have to have hex first. Without hex first, there are no HTTs, and every HTT is backed by an existing hex.
Exactly. How many t-shirts do you get with this one?
Let me see here. I just minted that. Let me go back here. I gotta roll down here because I haven't got them yet.
Yeah, too many shit. See, this is the problem with Actuator. You end up with a screen like this where you have all these stakes.
All these stakes, like right?
Crazy.
So if anybody wants to say, Johnny, you're just waiting to sell on our heads, your staking is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Here is my junk wallet. It probably looks better than most people's regular wallet, okay? Here's another. I got 6 T-shares when I did that last one. I started with 5 T-shares. You got a calculator running this? 5.65 T-shares, added another 6.42 T-shares, added another 4 T-shares. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to extract some more tokens.
That's about 12. That's about 12 T-shirts. Now, while you're doing that, let me switch screens. Oh, that went pretty fast.
Sure, just keep the conversation going. I'll switch screens. I'll just keep working in the background here.
So Johnny was talking about redemption, and this was a question that actually came up from a customer of the protocol the other day, or a community member, as you want to look at it. It's not a company, so I guess it's not technically a customer. What you can do is go to the Actuator website, and there is a more button, and you can go to tokens. When you click tokens, it gives you your wallet view, what you have in your wallet. Now let's go, we're going to scroll down to 2460, which is right here. On the right-hand side, there's an actions tab, and you can get the token address, the official token address here, but you can also redeem. And if you hit redeem, it's going to tell me right now the token is not matured, so I can't do it. But if I had some and it was past redemption day, it would be available to redeem 1-to-1 with HEX. So I'm going to go back to 2430, which was the last one, and we'll go to redeem. And it just simply brings up a little screen where I can tell it how much I want to redeem.
Yeah, so if it's 50% off the day before redemption, you should probably buy those because you're going to be able to trade them in.
Well, dude, that's the other thing, right? Look at how cheap those HTT 3000s are right now. Do you think they're not going to go up? I mean, if the day before, which is a year and a half out, guys, right? So it's a while still. But, if the day before it's at 70% of a HEX, I'm probably going to get some.
Yeah, you just buy it and trade it for HEX, just like we're doing right now. We're trading HTTs for HEX, but we're only getting a fraction of the cost because it's nowhere near redemption date. But yeah, each HTT is backed by 1 HEX. As like Maxi and Desi and all of them, they're backed by a percentage of a pool, which means they're actually equal or greater to more than 1 HEX, but they're at a discount because of the liquidity. So liquidity, when you have availability like that, there's a price for that. The price for availability is the discount against the HEX because it's not HEX yet. It's future HEX. So it should be, under normal conditions, no more than 1, but less than 1 up until redemption date. And then by redemption date, it should be 1-to-1 or someone's going to buy them up and redeem them. If I got to buy them all up myself and redeem them, that's pretty easy to do. So I mean, that's just it. You just buy them up and redeem them if they're a discount because you're trading it for a full hex at that point.
Yeah, we've joked about having a amplification day, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
we're kind of having one right now, actually. You know, I mean, here we are, and I'm back over on Pateas. And if I were to walk away right now, I still have $150 of my original $500. But guess what? We're gonna buy more hex. Oh my gosh, guys, look, I'm buying more hex. Oh gosh, I sure hope the price doesn't tank on me in a year and a half from now when I actually have the hex minted, when I can actually sell it. Gosh, I hope it doesn't tank on me. Oh, look, so we're getting another 69,000 hex. That's kind of cool. Maybe I should make a 69,000 stake.
yeah, and to be clear, everybody, you do your own research. You only make trades that you want to make. But what we're talking about here is this is a method of locking up additional hex, and it's not focused on, exactly what my APR is going to be, right? It's focused on overall doing that. That's why we talked about this a couple times. Like there could be some sort of benevolent whale that comes in and just does 10 million hex of this, right?
Let's address that. Why would I do this? Why would I randomly buy $500 worth of hex and set it into the future? Because I have stakes ending between now and then. I'm creating scarcity.
Right.
I am supporting the market for myself. You follow me here? Everybody out there in the crowd, I am supporting the market for myself. I'm not extracting, I'm creating value. How am I creating value? I'm creating value by taking supply off the market, putting it in my storage and saying, you can't have it. Pay higher prices. That's what I'm doing right now. And guess what? If there's less available when everybody comes running in and they start buying, then the price goes up. Well, I might have stakes that end during that time when the price goes up. Maybe not these stakes, but maybe stakes that I've already had from the very beginning might end, and I want a higher price for them. So what I'm doing is I'm taking hex off the market, creating more scarcity so that there's less available when the crowd comes in. That should push prices higher, in theory. Now, I could be completely wrong, and I'm not expecting everybody to go out there and do what I'm doing. I am using money I can afford to put out there in the future that I don't need to touch right now. That's what I'm doing. Your position may be different than my position. I'm not telling you that you need to do this or have to do this. I'm telling you that there are people like me that will do this, and they will create more scarcity. Because of this tool, they will create more scarcity.
Yeah, Franklin,
because they have the ability to.
The Franklin says, "You MFer, let me leave, will you?" No, we won't. Hey, listen, the true Mexicans are still here. They're still here.
Franklin cracks me up, man.
Yeah,
he's been around. He's been around since day one, man. He's been out there sticking around.
Part of the dream, living the dream. Let's say Clash is. This is always an interesting point. Clash is saying everyone was staked in 2021. It was the thing to do after the trauma the last 3 years. A 10-cent hex would be a dream. $1, forget. Yeah, 100%, dude. Well, or do that. Here's the thing, right? We've had all this time.
How did hex get to $1? Because there wasn't any on the market, because people were taking it off the market and staking it. Everybody wants to say Richard pumped the price. Richard did not have enough money to pump the price. The scarcity had to happen. We had 20,000 stakers staking the shit. There was only X amount on the market. The price went through the roof and people sold it down. People that had seen more money than they had ever seen in their entire life. And of course they tapped out. And of course that crashes the price. When you got a bunch of people that are tapping out because it's more money than they've ever seen in their life, you're going to have an epic crash. It's going to happen. But the fact is, nothing's wrong with hex code. Nothing is ever going.
Nothing changed.
Nothing's changed. There's difference is people have left. People have made money and left. Hex is a victim of its own success. A lot of people made money. Now you'll say, okay, well, all the stakers got screwed. You don't know that. If we make a new all-time high, that's out the window. Staking was the smart thing to go.
Hey, you know what? From a native stake that I have, when the price is low, you know how much I can get out of it? Nothing.
Yeah.
Quattro, yeah, if I'm way out, Quattro Cinco. And when the price goes up, you know how much I can get out of it? Nothing. So, I mean, it's really, you got to wait. And
Yeah.
so you know, even I fell into that trap too, you know, because I was calculating based on
Well, a lot of
look
the
at all this
apps
hex
and
that I
stuff are
have.
always focusing on the dollar value, and that's part of the problem. Is this is a non-dollar asset? This is a non-dollar asset.
It's a feature,
Okay,
not a bug.
I
It's not a
don't,
bug.
I don't, I don't count all my cards and go, oh my God, let me look at what all my cards are going for. Each box, each individual box, let me price those every single day. You know, I'm not selling them today. The price matters the day that I sell them. You know, this is a non-dollar asset. Why would you have a non-dollar asset? Well, you would have a non-dollar asset because if you have cash sitting on your table, odds are you're going to pick it up and you're going to spend it on something. So having non-dollar assets is a good thing, a way of saving, because then you have to sell something when you need to, but you don't have to until you need to. And that's the whole kind of concept of the non-dollar assets.
Yeah.
And people don't get that concept because our lives are based on the dollar, you know.
Well, that's why this is why we I think I coined it, but I don't know, maybe somebody else came up with it first, but I think I can claim it. The walled garden, right? Because
Yep.
you know, there are speculators that they think the price is going to pump, and okay, got it. So they're holding on to some hex, but staking has taken an extreme hit, and it really is for smart people. But here's the thing: you can't really argue with them at current prices that it's a good idea to lock up for a few percentage points, right, for 15 years, because they really have to trust long term.
But here's the problem. Again, we're starting to make it a dollar asset again. You're talking percentages,
But
and
that's how they think.
a
But that's
dollar
how they
that does not change in value. Hex changes in value. So if it 4x's in price, your 1% is not 1% anymore.
Oh yeah.
Your
Well,
1%
look what just
is now
happened.
4%. If it 10x
Yeah, look.
in price,
Yeah.
your 1% is now 10%. Actually, I
Yeah,
think it's exponential. It's actually even
I mean,
crazier
you
than
just
that.
saw it, right? You just
Yeah.
saw we just saw it in action. If people aren't kind of like worried about it now, I see 7 out there, 7. Good to see.
There's so that's 3.21 more T shares that I just made. So what are we up to? We started with the 200,000. We got 5.
You had 12. You had a little bit over 12. And now you added 7 more.
I got 50, I got what, 20 yet? 20, 19?
19. Nice.
19 T shares, okay, on $500. This is going to be important. This is going to be important when you see the higher prices of HEX and you go, oh shit, why did I get my T shares then?
Particularly because if the, you know, particularly if the payouts shift the way we think they could. Let me hit this one point. I put up on the screen the actuator vault balances. For those who have been watching the vaults, we did see we're at all-time highs now in terms of actuator token, which is a revenue token being put in the vaults.
Wallet, I'm working on it.
Well, maybe this was you. I don't know. But there's 309 million now, and what we saw yesterday was over the last couple of days, somebody rotated out about 20 million out of the HTT 7000s, and they've been spread now. 8,000's bumped up to 46 million, which is a lot, right? It's a lot out there. So for 49 million, 8,000s are up at 49 million. And then we saw a spread across the front end. So you can see, oh, look at that. I don't know if that's right. I got to check it. Maybe somebody fat fingered. We see 5 million. See, this would be an indicator. Sorry if I ruined somebody's plans. I didn't notice this before, but there's 5 million in 2490. Now, why would I didn't do this, but why would I put 5 million in 2490? Because I'm getting ready to mint a shat ton of it. That's what I would be doing.
So I need to mint some 2490s while I'm at it.
Well, you could look at it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap in a few minutes to go to that thing. But
all right. Well, we're still playing here. This is just, by the way, guys, this is one purchase that's turned into a slew of purchases, and now we're getting another 54. We still got $100 left. If I wanted to walk away, I could have spent $400 and walk away, but we're not gonna. We're gonna buy that extra 54,000 hex right now. You think this is an entertaining one? Or people liking it in the chats? Because I can't see the chat.
Oh, I'm throwing some stuff on the screen. There's some questions that have come up. Like Clash is saying, so if staking caused it to get to 50 cents, how do you get stakers when we've seen such a price drop and lowered APY? No stakes equals game over for HEX.
I'm staking right now.
Yeah.
You
And
don't
that's
have
what that's what I've been saying, right? Because
don't stake. None
prior
of you don't stake. Don't use Actuator. Don't do it. It's all mine. I'll take it.
Prior to this protocol, Johnny, right? What I was doing is I see my new stakes come out, I would decide, or I should say new stakes come out, but my old stakes would come out, and then I decide how much I wanted to throw out into the future. Is very flat, like non-exciting type of a thing for me to do. And I had no plans to like go head over heels into staking tons and tons and tons. I was doing what everybody else does, right?
Right.
But with the actuator protocol, it has really enhanced it. And that's one of the reasons I've decided to talk about it. Now, I've been talking about it for a year, but it's not my protocol. But the reason I talk about it is I do see this as answering Clash. I do see that this expansion kit can lead to a lot more staking. And I've watched month over month, the same people come in, roughly. I know there's probably some new entrants here and there, and they're staking out Quattro Cinco, and they're getting the 1,000 to 2,000 t-shirts. Johnny's making a dent in t-shirts that's extreme right now, you know. And so I do think that when people do figure it out, it's gonna go kind of a bit crazy.
And this is a sample, guys. This is a sample of what one person can do with $500. That's it. This is a sample of what one person could do with $500. This has nothing to do with anybody else's wallets or what anybody else is doing. It's whether or not you choose it. What this does is last cycle, there was no actuator. This gives the buyers that are interested in T-shares up to 5 times their ability to remove HEX off the market. That's what I'm showing you here. When I said one person, I'm worth 5, I wasn't being a smartass about that, like saying I've got all this money. I'm saying a person like me with this type of behavior has 5 times the purchasing power and 5 times the ability to remove HEX off the market, which we did not have last cycle. And everybody that left HEX knows their way back. All right. When the price pumps, everybody that's left knows their way back. The new people coming in, this is normal to them. Whatever price they see when they come in is normal to them. And not to mention, a penny is the lowest common denominator that a normie is familiar with. They don't see things in fractions. They don't see things in 18 decimals. They see things as a penny. They'll buy anything for a penny. And the way I see it, we've got a free 5x to a penny on one and a free 10x on the other right now, because people that are coming in new and they're buying something because it's the name or it's the exciting thing have no problem paying a penny for any of this stuff. Dollar cost average and I were joking back in the day. It's like, we real money now, because you're not even real money until you're at least a penny. This is not the move, guys. This is all foreplay. This is not the move. This is, you know, that's what people don't understand about this, you know. And again, I'm at right now, you know, I've just added another I don't know. Let's find out how many T-shares there in a second. I just added another 2.5 T-shares right here, still on that $500 that I started with, the original $500 I started with. If you don't understand what I'm doing here, I am expanding my purchasing power to remove more HEX off the market. Okay, so anybody who's doing what I'm doing, if you get 200 or 300 people doing this, you have no HEX left on the shelves for sale. You're going to realize that real quick. The reason we pumped up so quickly and there was no sell-off is because there is less availability of HEX than there has ever been in the history of HEX.
Yeah,
it is all scattered.
I can see that. I can see that as well. Let's wrap with looking just at the chart real quick.
Sure.
And C7 has a message for you, sent you over to private chat. Yeah, so I know that some people freak out when they see pullbacks, but listen, when we talk about things like volatilities in the game, dips are in the game, this is what it looks like. And if going up, 2x and then coming back 20 or 30% upsets you, then you probably need to be thinking about whether this is the right place.
Might want to play somewhere else.
Yeah, because you need, and I get it. It takes practice. It takes practice. So this is on the hourly, so it looks a lot more volatile than it is. So let's go. Well, this is the volatility. But this has been going on since June, and I know I've covered it a couple times here, Johnny. But I see this as market testing. The market maker tested the market after the Conrad dump, and it sold down, but it sold down to a higher low. Tested it again, higher low. Tested it again, higher low. Tested it again. Now we're waiting to see, who has the commitment to leave it and not drop, all their HEX. But it's actually it's not even like it's testing market sentiment, but you actually want people to get out if they want to get out now. You want them to get out. All right, because why keep giving them higher prices if they're going to sell, right? So we'll get them out if they want out. Yeah, by the way, it is very much a viable swing trade, right? To have known this was going to happen or thought it was going to happen, to take the swing trade and taking profit at the top there.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Let's see. One other. Oh, so Johnny, there's a question for you.
Sure.
Ruth was asking why you chose HTT 4000 this time.
I want to move it out a little bit more, I don't want to completely deplete the 3000s. So as you watch that front end, you'll see that the 3000s are like 27%, right? But the 4,000 out there, I'm actually getting a bonus. I'm getting more T-shares, and that extra 3% I don't really think matters so much. So I just kind of wanted to space it out. I'll take that extra 3% hit of getting less HEX back for the additional T-share. So I'm just kind of moving it out. With the 5,000, it's like 35.8%, 5%. I don't really want to. So I'm just trying to get the most HEX I can get back, was why I'm actually using the lower end, because the objective of what I'm doing is just removing HEX off the market. Now, if I wanted to maximize T-shares, I would be doing this on the high end, and I wouldn't be getting as much HEX back, but I would be getting the T-share multiplier. With the HTTs, as far as how I view them, I see them if they're over 50% off, they're worth buying and holding.
Yeah, some people are working off the strict ratio.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, I got to wrap because I have to jump in the car. But hey, thanks for joining me. I know we didn't plan this.
No, I was just basically going to do my rage buying today to kind of show people this a little bit. And you sent me the text and said you were streaming. So I just, okay, well, I was going to do this anyway. And guys, this is still HEX centric. HEX is the only thing with an actuator like this. HEX is the unique animal. And it's okay. If you don't like it, go find something else. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The people that do like it, the people that do want to do things in DeFi, people that do want to use it will use it. And they don't need anybody who doesn't want to be here.
100%.
It's
DeFi.
It's
DeFi. It's your given right. Do whatever you want. You get to do what you want.
I mean, this is it's just, we've got all this cool stuff that's built on HEX, it's HEX centric, that's based on the T-share. It's an expansion set to the code. It's beautiful. It gives people that really like to run their score up the ability to run their score up. And if that's not for you, go buy Coin of the Month Club. Enjoy.
Well, Johnny, thanks again. Hey, everybody, thanks for coming out. Stay crispy. We'll, follow up with some more streams this weekend. T-shirt report. Check out Seven on his channel if you'd like to do that. He's got some good, funny stuff that he does. Very entertaining. I don't always get it in the morning because it's too early here, but I usually do a little bit of follow up. And with that, we'll be back. Go check out you can check out the show notes. Right? There's lots of links in there, and we'll go from there. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Hit the like, subscribe, share it out.